Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Okay. So, I have to get out of the other one. So I'm getting out of that. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just pissed.
I don't like one of the large anymore.
It's like, how come we can do it to ourselves? I don't know. Okay. Huh. All right, so someone's in here. Hi, how are you doing? This is Anthony. Jen will be here in a second, so people are joining us. Hi, folks. Hi, Diana. Can you hear me? I'm going to have Jen join us in a second. Oh, perfect. Diana Rios, she got the email. So
okay, good.
She's one of our presenters, so I'm going to try to make you. I cannot hear you. I'm going to make you and give you privileges.
Texting Amy.
So give me 1 second, Diana, and I'm going to try to allow you to get some. Hi, Eileen. Thanks. You can hear me great.
Okay,
Jen's right here.
Yeah, she's managing. Hi.
Perfect.
Do we have Alex?
We are waiting on Alex. So now I've got to get you guys all set up. So Diana, Alex is here.
Okay, great.
Jimenez too?
Yes, that's Amy.
See what I'm doing? I'm making them allowed to talk.
Okay.
So guys, we've just made you panelists. So if you just click on your microphone, you should be able to talk. And there we go. And if you have a video, you should be able to get that. So I would double check into the other place that people are coming over. So if you have emails of the people, did you have emails of the teachers and stuff?
I emailed the teachers already, yes.
Okay. So can you guys talk so I can hear you? Or show your video?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, perfect.
Can
Let
you
me
hear
see
me?
if I can get you to get video. Great. Was that you, Alex? It's Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm a little frazzled with this new platform that we got. So I'm using an old platform that we use. I don't know if you ever used Zoom before, but it seems to work pretty good for us.
Oh, no worries.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great.
All right. I don't know how I make you guys visible with your.
I think they have to turn on their camera.
I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if we've set them up for that.
Oh.
But we got to make sure other people are coming in. So CW Briggs.
He's an avid teacher at
Oh, okay.
Cinnamon Hills.
Hey. I don't know.
Hi, Charles.
Why don't you
Hi.
take over?
Okay,
Take
how do I
this.
show my presentation? I emailed it to you.
And you share your screen. So let me get it.
Can you just tell me? We'll get started shortly. Thank you all for being patient. We were having some technical difficulties. And we'll get started soon.
Is this it?
Yes.
I'm gonna drag it to my desktop. Shoot.
You can't upload it on here? Like, upload it on here?
Well, you can. It's just gonna take a while, but I figured all you have to do is share your screen.
Okay.
So you're just gonna have to wing it when people get here. Guys, we'll get started in a second.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. This is the I'm First, a first generation college plan webinar. Thank you for your patience. We were having some technical difficulties, and we're going to go ahead and get started now. Thanks again for joining us. My name is Jennifer Manzanares. I'm one of the CUSD-Futureology counselors, and I was the first in my family to go to college, so I'm very excited to be here today to give you this opportunity to learn more about resources and what you can do to be the first in your family. And this is a new platform for us, so you can chat if you would like, ask some questions. You can ask questions throughout the presentation today. There will also be an opportunity for questions at the very end. And you may be able to see that there are other names on this side, and those are my guest presenters. So I'd like to go ahead and take a moment to introduce them. How do I go to the next slide?
Got this thing.
Okay, great. And so our first guest speaker tonight is Eileen Jimenez, who is a TRIO program manager at Highline College. She has experience working with first-generation college students at Cal State Fullerton, UCLA, and UC Irvine. She earned her bachelor's in French Francophone Studies in Literature and Culture from UCLA and continued her education at Cal State Long Beach, where she earned a master's degree in counseling and student development in higher education. Our second guest speaker tonight is Alex Serna, who is a program director for Breakthrough San Juan Capistrano, a nonprofit with the mission to support highly motivated students who are underrepresented in higher education to help them become the first in their families to graduate college. He earned his bachelor's in American Studies from UC Berkeley and continued his education at UCLA, where he earned his master's degree in urban education. Lastly, you will hear from Diana Rios, who is the Assistant Director of Admissions at Mount St. Mary's University. She earned her bachelor's in English from UC Berkeley, and Diana's experience ranges from private high school admission to college admission. Fun fact, we are all first-generation college graduates. Okay, great. And so now for a brief overview of what we'll be talking about today. Today, we're going to discuss who's considered a first-generation college student, why it's important to continue your education, and hear about one of our guest speakers' college experience, what you can start doing now to reach your college goals, and highlight some resources, including scholarships. So we're here to talk about how first-gen students can reach their college goals. But before we get to that, let's ensure everyone understands what a first-generation college student is. They are students whose parents did not attend a four-year university, either here in the US or any other country. They will be the trailblazers who will start the college-going culture in their families. And for those students listening, why not be the first in your family to go to college? After all, everyone loves the first. First man on the moon, first place, first dates. What is it about the first? There are many firsts to be proud of, and being the first in your family to attend college and graduate is no exception. So now some of you may be wondering, well, why should I go to college when I can get a part-time job right out of high school and start earning money? Well, by attending college, you will be in a better place financially in the long run. Here's why. In a nutshell, when you learn more, you earn more. Basically, when you increase your education with certifications, degrees, and professional development, you also increase your pay. Fun fact, 6 years after graduation, UC first-generation college students' median income has surpassed that of their families. Also, the more educated you are, the more likely you will always have a job. Continuing your education is more important for your generation than it was for your parents' generation. Today, most jobs require more than a high school diploma, and businesses want to hire people who have critical thinking skills and know how to problem solve. Lastly, education beyond high school gives you a lot of other benefits, including meeting new people, having new fun experiences, and access to more opportunities to explore your career interests. Now, starting life in college as a first-generation college student can be like being in a new city without Google Maps or Siri. So it can be a little tricky at first. And Eileen knows this feeling all too well as a first-generation college graduate student. At first, she felt lost. Let's go ahead and hear more about her experience and her story of resilience.
So I guess that's my cue.
Yes, thank you.
So I grew up in Anaheim. My mom was a single mom. We were a family of 7, and she made about $15,000 to $16,000 a year. So definitely going to college, I was a part of this program called Upward Bound, and they were the ones who kind of helped me figure out how do I even apply for college, and what is a scholarship and those kinds of things. And So after high school, I went to Anaheim High School, and after high school, I was able to go to UCLA. I was a part of this freshman summer program because like I said, my mom didn't speak English and she didn't go to college, so I knew that I needed something to help me navigate the college system. So I did this summer program. A lot of different universities have those kind of summer programs. So I was in the summer program for a couple of weeks, and then I started college. But yes, like Jen said, going to college felt like it was a totally new language that I didn't know, and I didn't know the rules, and I didn't have the dictionary to help me kind of figure that out. But I definitely felt really out of place. I felt like maybe they made a mistake. Maybe they were really sleepy when they when they read my application. But I knew that I had to kind of ask for help and find a community of people who kind of understood me. Because, you know, sometimes when I would talk to my mom, she didn't really understand the issues that were going on. You know, like if I said, you know, there's 300 people in my math class, and I don't understand what the professor's talking about, she wouldn't understand because I was always, you know, at the top of my class and in high school and in junior high. So she didn't really understand that. She would always say, but why, you're so smart, you know? So I always had to kind of ask other people for help, and eventually I kind of figured it out. But I started college at UCLA as a math major. So I was a math major for about 2.5 years, a pretty unhappy math major. I didn't really know a lot about careers, and I thought, well, I like math, I'll be a math teacher. You know, and eventually I was able to, you know, find advisors through that academic advancement program. I was in that peers program where I was able to, you know, get help for math and sciences. And so it was kind of a struggle also my first 2 years. But with the help of mentors in the academic advancement program, they kind of helped me understand what the different majors were. I was able to study abroad in Paris, which was really cool. And that's kind of how I found my major. I know it's kind of a weird and not traditional major, my degree in French literature and culture. But I definitely had help navigating all of that. You know, I was in different clubs, you know, like the French club and Mecha really helped me kind of connect with other people with similar backgrounds. I was able to get a work-study job on campus, which was really helpful. I knew that I had to work, and this was a really cool way. I was making, you know, like $15 an hour to go talk to people about college, and that's kind of how I also figured out that I wanted to work with college access through that EAOP program. And some of the volunteer work that I did, I think that's when I felt the most connected to people, is when I was volunteering, because that's something that I was good at. But I, for sure, just navigating college was a struggle. I didn't get really good grades at the beginning. So some of the tips that I have for people is making sure to always ask for help. I think I was always really scared to do that. I didn't want to feel dumb. I didn't want people to know that I wasn't as smart as they thought I was. So making sure to ask for help, finding a community, so finding other people who you can connect to and can connect with, and just remembering that you started. I think that's something that always kept me going, is remembering, you know, seeing my mom work 2 to 3 jobs sometimes. That's, you know, and remembering that this vision of who I wanted to be in the future, just someone who was successful and who was happy, and kind of just helping my community. That always helped me when I was struggling.
Awesome. So thanks for sharing, Eileen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi. Okay, so thanks for sharing. Now, some of you may be wondering, now that you're pumped up and extra motivated by Eileen's story, well, what can I start doing now, right? There's a Chinese saying that goes, the journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single step. And no matter how hard the first step might be, every single step after that gets a little easier, right? And so here are some helpful tips to kind of get started on that journey, right? You want to go ahead and plan out your classes. Make sure you're challenging yourself, right? Keep track of important documents, you know, your activities, what type of things are you spending time with after school, your test scores, your volunteer service, any sports you're involved in. You want to make sure that you're organized, right? Begin exploring colleges to see what colleges are out there that have what you're looking for, right? We like to call these best fit colleges. And another good tip is to get involved. Join a club, activity, sport if you're not already involved. Colleges love to see commitment and consistency. But remember, quality over quantity is important. You don't have to join 20 different things, right? It's more of joining a few things and staying involved with those throughout high school. That is what they like to see. And don't forget to study, right? Colleges look at your academic fit, right? Your grades and your test scores. So you want to make sure that you're giving them the best representation of your work ethic. When you're looking at colleges, you want to build your list around your academic profile, which means ensuring your GPA and your SAT, ACT test scores are similar to those of students getting admitted. This will also give you more options down the road. Also, think about an after-school or summer job to start saving money for college. And you can consider taking a class at Saddleback or a local community college so that you can start building your college confidence and saving money as well. And this information will be emailed out in a handout format shortly after this webinar. And so great, now that you know what things you can do to get started, right? The key here is goal setting, right? You want to make sure that just like anything, you need to learn before you walk, right? So start with small goals to help you get to your overall end goal, which is college. Set goals for yourself to stay on track and write them down to hold yourself accountable. And remember, you're not alone. There's a community of people that want you to succeed. You have a wealth of support during high school, including us, your futurology counselors. You have your academic advisors, your counselors on campus, teachers, your parents. Be sure to reach out to your friends and families who are currently in college, touch base with them, see what their experiences are like. And again, stay in the know of all the events that are happening at your schools. Sometimes we have college essay, college application workshops. We have personalized appointments that we can help you with. And I just saw a chat coming in. Thank you. Okay, and so remember that it's not impossible. You just have to make a plan and get going. You have a support system here for you. And now, I'm trying to get to the next slide. There we go. I think we lost one of our presenters, Alex. So now that you have a sense of what you need to do, right, to make your college dreams come true, let's talk about everyone's burning question, right? How do I pay for college? Well, there's a lot of options for you, right? And one of them, when it comes to college tuition, is looking for free money, right? AKA scholarships. And if anyone can win free money through scholarships, why not you? And I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get a hold of Alex here. I'm going to go ahead and put him on speakerphone. Give me a quick minute.
With Breakthrough. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about scholarships and funding for college. I was a first-year student like most of the presenters today, and one of the things that first kind of was the challenge for me was figuring out how to afford college. And when the first time I saw an award letter, I was completely just kind of blown away because I didn't know what I was looking at. And when you look at an award letter, a lot of times you notice like a huge amount of money as like the cost of attendance. And for a lot of students, that can be very kind of disheartening. But in most cases, most award letters for most first-gen students will have some support for you financially, but there's always gaps. And those gaps could be really small or they could be really big. And scholarships serve as a way for you to fill in a lot of those gaps. And I know as a student, you might feel, you might be saying to yourself, well, I already went through this whole application process. I've already submitted all these essays. I've worked on all these letters of recommendation. And you don't know if you have more in you to finish the application process. But scholarships are very important for you. When I transferred to UC Berkeley, I had 4 kids with me, and scholarships were my way to pay for my books and for any cost for transportation. So scholarships are really, really important. There are many scholarships available for you, and as a first-gen student, there's specific scholarships for first-gen students that you can apply to. So a couple pointers or strategies for you to think about as you apply for scholarships is one is to make sure that you actually do it. So it's really hard, like I said, but when you just you push yourself to do it, and you understand that it's really important, then you do it. And also just apply to a bunch of scholarships. You can recycle a lot of your essays that you have already from your college essays. You can rework them and adjust them. Apply to a wide variety of scholarships, from the really small ones for $500 that are local to the huge national ones. When I was an undergrad, I received a $10,000 scholarship through a huge national organization, and those helped me a lot. But also those really small $500 ones really came in, when you needed to pay for, a bus ticket to get home. So scholarships are really important, and luckily there's a lot of resources that you have. San Juan Hills has an amazing kind of list of national, local scholarships you can apply to. There's some upcoming deadlines for the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and also the COPS scholarship. But the main thing is to apply for them because there's money out there that you could be getting.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks.
Great. And so in addition to community scholarships, I want to go ahead and highlight the fact that some colleges offer scholarships specifically for first-generation college students. I've listed a couple here. So for example, like Texas A&M University Regents Scholarship Program that offers up to $5,000 a year for 4 years. The University of Colorado Boulder awards $100 to $1,000 per semester up to 10 semesters. ASU's College of Liberal Arts and Sciences First Gen Scholarship has a fund of up to $40,000 for their students. And just remember, wherever you decide to go for college, scholarships can kind of help you pave the way there and decrease some of the financial stress. So be sure to do your research for scholarships offered by your colleges of interest and also outside organizations. And so now that we know a little bit about some scholarship resources to help close the gap for tuition, let's hear from Diana about some college campus resources that you can definitely take advantage of. Can you hear me, Diana? Oh, okay. We can't hear her, so she's going to go ahead and call in as well. Hi, Diana. Can you hear me?
Yes, much better. I can hear everything.
Awesome.
But can you hear me?
Okay. Okay, so we're going over the college's value first-gen students. So you can go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so very interesting. A quote that I found while reading a couple articles is higher education institutions recognize the importance of diversity when it comes to the next generation of leaders and highly value first-generation students for their contributions to the student body. There's some food for thought right there because, like in the first bullet point, diversity in colleges is not just a benefit for students of color, but many universities are starting to notice that many students from various backgrounds, from various cultures, bring in so much rich diversity to their campuses that that they definitely need and want. So they want students from first generation to bring their experiences who come from low-income backgrounds or not to really enrich the university and the student experience. So one of the things I would really encourage students to do is if you find yourself in a college fair, what have you. If you see college representatives from a university that you really, really are interested in, to really go to the information section,
use the opportunity
to meet
the representatives and identify yourself a first-generation student.
Great. Oh, we lost you, Diana. We started hearing you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We can hear you on the computer, yes.
Oh,
So I'm going to hang up the phone so you can continue, okay?
perfect. You can hear me now then?
Yes, perfect.
Oh, wonderful. All right, wonderful. Yes. So let's see, right? Food for thought. So yes, in essence, it is very important that that you ask as a student, what resources are available to you as a student, as a first-generation student. Just some examples that I found of the UC system. 10 UC campuses will actually join in a system-wide effort to connect first-generation students with faculty members. So if you can, if you're interested in working with a biology professor, an English professor, or someone in your field, you can definitely look for the opportunities. Now, it is important to note that sometimes the opportunities don't come to you. You really, as a college student, have to take initiative and seek these opportunities for yourself, for your future. The Cal State system, they do all kinds of opportunities for students who are first gen. So with the new budget, all students who qualified to get into the CSU will be admitted to one of their 23 campuses. And a good thing to know for those of you that are looking into, private universities, maybe some Ivy Leagues, there are resources for you as a first generation student, like at Dartmouth with their first year enrichment program. Their network support system. I even saw there in University of San Diego, they do luncheons for first generation students, like once a semester, you bring your family. So there really are resources available to you, and you are important and an asset to the university.
Correct. Thank you. There we go.
Oh, great. Next slide. So what are some things to look for when you are at a college campus? So some college resources, just to remember, there are EOP programs. I myself at Berkeley was part of an EOP organization too, and they really, really were able to assist me in not only, finishing up my classes and graduating on time, but really just keep providing me the support. And it was very helpful to see students, that come from where I come from or have the same experiences that I did. And together we're really working hard towards achieving our goal of being the first in your family to go to college, because it is a really, really big deal for us. Look for multicultural resource centers, student resource learning centers. Look for scholarships and fellowships, student clubs and organizations, whether it be Latinos Unidos or, business clubs, or different kinds of organizations that are really involved your club or majors that you're interested in, but also that kind of you get the students with the same experience as you do. You might also find some dorms do cultural housing. There are mentorship programs, like I mentioned, the faculty mentorship programs that you can see at some of the UC systems. Seek advising and tutoring. Once you start getting into those college level classes, you're gonna, sometimes feel overwhelmed, but never, like you are in high school, never be afraid to speak up and ask for help when you're struggling, and really get to know your advisor, because if you're thinking of grad school and and your professors as well, they're really going to be the ones to really advocate for you as well. And I'll give an example. Mount St. Mary's University, we are a first-generation Hispanic serving institution, so we like to think of ourselves as an access university. So we like to give students, especially who are first generation, the opportunity to get their college degree. Some things that we offer that kind of matches what you will see on the left-hand side, what other colleges offer. We have an ISAE program. It stands for the Institute for Student Academic Enrichment. It's a TRIO program. Our university provides one-on-one assistance with academic and career planning for students that are thinking of grad school. We do a grad fair. When I was a college student, I didn't have a laptop going in. So the fact when I came to work at the Mountain, I heard we have a laptop loan program. She said, if you don't have a laptop, you can't do your homework, should be no excuse to not do your work and to not attend college. We loan our students laptops. We give them opportunities to attend leadership events. We're mainly a women's university. We do accept male students in nursing, but we have women's leadership conferences, report on the status of women and girls, how to get women, especially first generation Latina women in fields of business, medicine, law, politics. So just different resources that we at the university offer here at the Mount. But students really look for opportunities and organizations on campuses. Each and every campus will have something to support you, so never be afraid to seek and find your niche.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Diana.
Yeah.
And so before we close off our presentation tonight, I did want to go ahead and give you 2 more additional resources. I want to click on the link, but I'm scared we're going to have more technical difficulties, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave them there for you. So both of them are online communities for first-generation students. The I'm First one is awesome because it also gives you a list of different colleges that highly value and admit first-generation students, such as Occidental, Babson College, Cal Lutheran, Claremont McKenna, Santa Clara University. You can access that list and a lot of other tips for first-generation college student supports on this website, I'm First. And then on the second one here, Better Make Room, that came about through Michelle Obama's initiative, the Reach Higher initiative, which she created to help encourage first-generation students to continue their education, to inspire them to take charge of their future. And so you can use these as a way to build your network and get some more information on some resources that you have at your fingertips. And then some closing thoughts. Remember that you're resilient, you can do it. We are proof that it's possible, right? We're here for you for additional support. You have a big support system there. Si se puede, remember you have grit, right? This is what makes you keep working hard toward your goals. So échale ganas, envision yourself as a college graduate and start making moves to make that vision a reality. We're here for you, and again, don't hesitate to ask for support. And lastly, if you want some more college knowledge, right, make sure to check out our upcoming events. I am part of Futureology. Schedule a one-on-one appointment with me if you have any follow-up questions. I'd love to help you out as well. And now I want to go ahead and take the time to thank my speakers for joining us. They're very busy, and I'm so thankful that they were able to spend some time with us today. And I want to thank you all for watching. I know it was a little frustrating at first trying to be able to reach you all, but thank you so much for being patient and sticking through it with us. I hope you learned a lot. I hope this was really helpful for you. And now I want to go ahead and open it up to some questions. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to type in that box right there, anything that you'd like to ask in the little chat box. And that is my email there too. You can always email me afterwards as well if you have any questions. Now I'm going to see about getting some this webinar emailed to you all as well. So in case you missed some of it, you can rewatch it. And I will also include 2 handouts that I wanted to provide to you during the webinar, which I wasn't able to. I will also include those in the email for you, okay? Okay. And one of my presenters, Eileen, she said she was okay with giving her contact information. So if you all want to ask her anything about her experience as well at UCLA or as a college representative now, I can go ahead and provide that for you. Thank you, Eileen.
No problem.
Okay, one student asked, are there any other out-of-state schools that have first-generation support or they highly value first-generation students? And yeah, there's some that I know off the top of my head. Reed College, really good. Southern Oregon University, University of Michigan, Babson College, Amherst, and the list goes on. If you look at your resources that I'm going to provide for you on the handout, you can go ahead and click on that link, and you can see a bunch of different schools that value you and your contribution to their campus too. Okay, and I'm checking the chat box here, seeing if we have any other questions coming in directly to me or to everyone. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you once again for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and end this webinar. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
And we lost Alex, but I'll go ahead and email him afterwards as well. Thank you, Charles, Mr. Briggs at San Juan Hills High School for showing your AVID students this webinar and for continuing to support them as you do. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
You take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Okay.